जय श्री माता जी। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी को नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे। कुंडली चढ़ाकर बंधन लेंगे। Let's bow down at the lotus feet of Shri Mataji, raise Kundalini and take Bandhan. महामंत्र, उसके पश्चात श्री गणेश मंत्र। दोनों हाथ श्री माता जी की तरफ। बोथ हैंड्स टुवर्ड श्री माता जी। आंखें बंद करेंगे। लेट्स क्लोज आवर आईज। अगले कुछ मिनटों के लिए हम हमारी सभी चिंताओं को, सभी विचारों को भूलने की कोशिश करेंगे। लेट्स ट्राई टू neglect all our thoughts and worries for next few minutes. परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपया हमें वर्तमान में स्थित कीजिए। श्री माता जी, प्लीज settle us in the present moment. बाया हाथ श्री माता जी की तरफ, दाहिना हाथ जमीन पर। लेफ्ट हैंड टुवर्ड श्री माता जी, राइट हैंड ऑन दी मदर अर्थ। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपया हमारी ईड़ा नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। भूतकाल के सभी दोष, सभी बाधाएं भूमि तत्व में खींच लीजिए, विलीन कर लीजिए। श्री माता जी, प्लीज cleanse our left channel. Please cleanse all the impurities of the past through earth element. दाहिना हाथ श्री माता जी की तरफ, बाया हाथ आकाश की तरफ। राइट हैंड टुवर्ड श्री माता जी, लेफ्ट हैंड टुवर्ड्स द स्काई। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपया हमारी पिंगला नाड़ी शुद्ध कर दीजिए। अतिरिक्त उष्णता, अहंकार दोष आकाश तत्व में खींच लीजिए। श्री माता जी, Please cleanse our right channel. Please cleanse excessive heat, ego through the sky element. दोनों हाथ श्री माता जी की तरफ, both hands towards श्री माता जी. चित्त को सहस्त्रार पर रखेंगे. लेट्स कीप आवर अटेंशन ऑन सहस्त्रार. परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, कृपया हमारे चित्त में आइए. श्री माता जी, हमें निर्विचार स्थिति प्रदान कीजिए. श्री माता जी, प्लीज कम इनटू आवर अटेंशन. Please bless us with the state of thoughtless awareness. Let's open our eyes. आँख खोलेंगे. चित्त को सहस्त्रार पर रखेंगे और श्री माता जी की अमृत वाणी आत्मसात करेंगे. We'll keep our attention on सहस्त्रार and listen to Shri Mataji's speech.
Madras is known for perfect rituals about puja. And that is how, in the growth of our awareness, even towards God and towards the rituals, we have moved from reality. As they say, the tree of awareness grows downward. So in the West, it grew towards materialism, grew towards something that was filthy, went down and down. But as Sri Krishna has said, the roots are in your head. But in the Hindu religion, it didn't go that bad. In other religions it did, but not in Hindu religion that bad. But what happened in the Hindu religion that it went to the left or to the right. So when it went to the right, it went towards the elements, of worshipping of elements. That's how they started Vedas. Vedas are like Shrutis, and Smritis are made to master the elements. To master the elements. How do you master the elements? You can ask the breeze to blow in. Now you need some breeze, all right, have it. You can do the sun, miracles of every kind. You can get the rain if you want. All these things could have been done through the Vedas. But the first and foremost thing in the Vedas is that it should be Vida. Vida is the word. Vida is the main word. Now Vida means Bodha. Bodha means the experience of the central nervous system. It doesn't mean that I give you a big lecture or you read some books, you read Vedas by heart. No. It was meaning that you first become the Vedas, Vidvanas. Vid means the Bodha. That means the awareness must achieve its fourth dimension, and you should become a person with that fourth dimension, achieving the sensation of the all-pervading power on your central nervous system. This was what Vedas were. But when you have achieved it, and then you read the Vedas, then you can have power on all the elements. So then now if you read Shrutis and Smritis, it has a meaning. But to achieve that state, first of all, is important. That's why in Sahaja Yoga we don't deal with Vedas just now. We have to achieve that state when, by reading those Vedas or by saying those mantras, we can achieve that state in which automatically, spontaneously, you can have power on all the elements, but not with desires. It just works out spontaneously. It's a state. It's a state of a personality. So, this is how it started. Now, even in the Vedas, they wanted to go to the essence of everything. It was not Nirakara they talked of, but the essence of every chakras. To say that they just talked of Nirakara is the way you don't understand at all Vedas. They didn't talk of the formless. They talked of the all-pervading power, which is formless. They talked about that part which is the essence of chakras, but they didn't want to talk about the deities. Because when you talk about the deities, then people get stuck with it. Like as I always say, that when you talk about the flowers, people get stuck to it and they don't seek the nectar, they don't seek the honey. Now, the second part is if you talk about the honey, also you just talk about the honey. It's talk and talk. So you have to become a madhukar, you have to become the bee to get to that honey. That's the main point. Unless and until you become the bee, you cannot get to the honey, whether you talk about honey or about flowers. So Vedas also became another talk. And after that, the horrible thing happened was the Arya Samaj. That's the worst of all. I mean, if you meet any Arya Samaj, you feel like jumping in the sea. I mean, to get rid of him, it's horrible. He talks through his hat. He doesn't know what he's talking and what he's being. So this Arya Samaj business came out of the same Vedas, which is a one side, the right side. So we got stuck onto the right side. The awareness, the tree of awareness got stuck, the leaves got onto the right side. Like in the West, they have got it in the grounds, absolutely into the filth, dirt of Muladhara, beyond Muladhara. But we too have lost ourselves onto the right side and doing all supraconscious nonsense. At the time of Shamadev, that was when Sri Ganeshwara was there. He was a supraconscious mind person. And he tried to show some supraconscious miracles to Sri Ganeshwara. Ganeshwara and his brothers and sisters were sitting on a wall. And suddenly the whole wall lifted up and took them from one place to another. And this fellow was surprised how, on material things, how they're working out. Because they became, first of all, realized souls of a very high level. Ganeshwara was an incarnation. And then they had also their mastery over all the 5 elements. But that is, first you go urdhvagami, first you achieve your realization, you achieve your state of your realization, and then you come down in a way that you go to the right and you can go to the left. But first your wings must be built. This was the thing. That's how in our Hindu religion we got stuck up on the right side. Say mantras, shruti, and you are not realized soul, you are not even with us. Without realization, it's like a charpat panjari as they call it, it's just talking. So that is no use. The second thing was we got stuck on the left, in the sense where they talked of the deities, we started worshipping the deities. Good, worship the deities. But you have no right to worship. You have no passage to them. You have no connection with them. How are you worshipping them? In the air somewhere, you're worshipping, like going to Vitthal Mandir in Maharashtra. It was all right for Tukarama to worship, because they were all realized souls. But these stupid people nowadays, from the villages, they take some tabakhu in the mouth and go on worshipping God. In the sense that they go on saying, all right, Vithala, 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 like mad going, till they break their necks. And when they go there also, the priests there break their heads, actually just like coconuts. And I have met many who have lost their heads completely. They said, we got it through Vithala. Imagine. Or Vithala gave them this. Imagine. This is the situation. So we have to realize that we also in our seeking, we got stuck onto the left-hand side. But much worse in Madras, I have seen horrid scenes. Like, I saw ladies going around the temple, somebody pouring water. I was so shocked at the cruelty of this kind of a thing. I sat down, was wondering who told them this nonsense. God knows. Then the ritualism was taken over, which was not real rituals because you are not connected by the Brahmins all over India. Now the Brahmins are the ones who have known the Brahma. You are Brahmins because you know the Brahma. But Brahmins were not to be considered as Brahmins because they are born in a Brahmin family. It was not according to your birth but according to your karmas. It's a fact. I'll give you an example. Like once there was a problem, Shankaracharya, so called, raised a parliament question, you see, that uh, it is written in the Gita that you get your birth, prenatal or postnatal stuff. In the postnatal condition, whatever you are born, that is your caste. And so the Brahmins are the only ones allowed in the temples, and so as we are born Brahmins, we are the ones allowed in the temples. So that time a person came to ask me how to answer this. I said, very simple. You ask them who wrote Gita? Vyasa. Who was Vyasa? Illegitimate child of a fisherwoman. Now, how can he say such a thing? Because he was a Brahmin. It's true, only the Brahmins must be allowed in the temple. But who are the Brahmins is the basic problem. If you are born as a Brahmin, you are not a Brahmin according to Hindu religion. Should not be. You have to know the Brahma. What about Valmiki? He was another fisherman who became a daku. He was a dacoit, and this dacoit was really a horrible man, but was corrected by Narada, as you know the whole story. So he is the Valmiki. Now how does Valmiki become a Brahmin? So how is he the one who wrote Ramayana, who was a dacoit and born of such a low caste? But they will not allow Rai Das and Kabir Das to enter the temples. But these horrible so-called Brahmins are sitting there eating the money that is given to God. So it is necessary for Indian Sahaja Yogis to understand how we have failed. We must know our defects. Why we have failed in our pursuit of God. Why there are so many temples? You see, many people ask me, whether you say it's a yoga bhumi, it is this, that, then why are you so poor? Why such a problem in your country? The reason is we are not yogis. Yoga kshema vahamyam. If you get the yoga, then he gives you kshema. First you get the yoga, then the kshema. Without the yoga, there is no kshema. And without the yoga, you are not a Brahmin. That's as simple as that. Even to interpret Sri Krishna, you have to be a realized. See what he says, three things he has said. Bhakti Yoga, he says, Patram Pushpam Phalam Toyam. All these things I give to you. I take from you. I receive them. But when it comes to giving, he says the word ananya bhakti. Ananya means when they are not the other. When this happens, he is a diplomat. Don't want to tell you frankly on your face. Ananya means when you are a yogi. When there is not the other. Then he comes to second point. Jnana, he said the first thing. Jnana means bodha. Bodha marg. That is Sahaja. Then about karma, right side. What does he say? You do all your work and put it at my lotus feet. Karmanyavadhikaraste phaleshu ma kadacha. Impossible situation. See, this is diplomacy. Put absurd conditions, which look sensible, but are absurd. So you go on rubbing with that. There are many who tell me, Mother, we do all our jobs and put at the lotus feet of God. I said, really? How do you know that? Because unless and until you are a realized soul, you feel you are doing it. But once you are realized soul, yes, it is going, it's coming. It's happening, not happening. See the point? Now, because of this, what happens? That people get into a Brahma, into an illusion, that we are doing all God's work and putting at His feet. You are not. You are not a realized soul. You have to become a third person. You have to say, I am giving it. No, it's going, it's coming. I goes away. It doesn't work out. It works out. You never say, Mother, I can't work out Sahaja Yoga. I have not heard anybody saying that. They say, Mother, it doesn't work out. It works out. It's working. We start just talking about it all the time as soon as we become realized soul. There was a lady who came with me to America. And she said, Mother, please give realization to my son. He's come all the way from Honolulu, this, that. I said, you give him. So I can't. I said, then how can I? Then you give him a certificate, he's a realized soul. How can I? It's false. I said, that's what it is. It has to happen. You cannot give a false certificate that you are a realized soul. It has to happen. And that is what Sahaja Yoga is, absolutely a Shuddha Vidya and a Shuddha thing. That in that you have to get realization and establish yourself. So by going to the left side, we got stuck up into the collective subconscious. This side the collective supraconscious, that side the collective subconscious. The people who are now in the West have discovered all about the matter and all that has come out of this kind of a venture on the right hand side. Because God wanted them to know the matter. That's all. For their convenience, for their comfort, for giving them more time so that they come to God. But science moved in a one linear way and has produced atom bombs and everything like Rakshasas, and now they are waiting for the Rakshasas to drop down upon us. On the left hand side. Now this is India. Left hand side is India. We got stuck. We are stucky people. You see, they lost their roots. You can befool them like anything in as far as religion is concerned. They have no roots at all also, because they have gone down so much. Their roots are lost. They have no roots. They are dangling. You can put them into left or right. You know, witchcraft is so much common in America. You can put them into witchcraft, you can put it into any craft you want to, you can manage them. Or they can go to the right side, they can go to the left side, you can create Hitlers out of them, you can create anything what you want. Because they have become just like bananas now. They have no roots. So one side we got stuck with this too much argumentation, too much of discussion, too much of what you call philosophy, this, that. The intellectual, so-called Vidvanas in the Hindu philosophy are stupid people because they have not got their realization. And even to such an extent now they are saying that Adi Shankaracharya did not write, the Saundarya Lahari. Intellectuals, They are the great grandfathers of Adi Shankaracharya, so they are saying he did not write. Because how can a Viveka Chudamani, the way he wrote, you see, after that whole thing, such a treatise of all philosophy, how could he write that you must serve the mother? How can that be? अब पूजा में आप ठीक बैठे, इसमें नहीं करने का, अटेंशन हमारी ओर पूजा में. All right. So as a result of that, what happened? That we got lost into intellectual understanding of our philosophy, and for that, as Kabir Das has put it, padi padi pandita murakha bhai. So they have become stupid fools that side. Left side people got stuck into these rituals. So these Brahmins became very powerful, so-called Brahmins. So much so that in Nasik, the Brahmins sent me word saying that the because you have come from abroad, you have to come for your prayashchitta to us. Even Gandhiji had to do the prayashchitta. I said, one day you will have to do prayashchitta here. Such arrogance and such horrid things they are doing. And Kashi Vishveshwara, they have got Romans, you see, Roman soldiers. Actually, they came to Maharashtra on the Konkan side, maybe in Goa or someplace, Panji maybe. And from there, they went. Adi Shankaracharya must have thought that in the beginning they were nice people, he must have given realization 1 or 2%. So he appointed all of them, these Kokanastas, they are Kokanastas, into all these places. And within 2 generations, I think they came in their true colors as Romans. And they are just like cobras, you see, like cobras. And in Kashi Vishveshwara, they started using women. They had one big slippery board. And when women went there, they used to fall down with ornaments of them. Then they would take out all the ornaments, sell these women as prostitutes. That's why in Benares, you have the maximum number of prostitutes. These Brahmins, the way they behaved in certain places, like Ranchhod Das's temple, called the Natdwara. That was called as Haveli. It was a very big case. And the main man there, the Haveli man, the one chief priest, was supposed to use the brides on the first night. I know of so many great women who have been used by him. All this nonsense started growing in this country like that. So many things, I mean, there's no end to it. Even in Vindhyabhasini they did it. Then out of this, at the extreme end, started coming the Tantris. And the Tantrikas discovered a thing, that if you can displease the goddess in any place, then that place becomes a vacuum, because she's so much there. Once she goes away, the vacuum is created, then use that vacuum for getting all the boost there. Like Kamakhya Devi. There are 28 places where the goddess's body fell down. When you know the Sati's body, when she was carried from Daksha, the father, by Shiva, it fell down on 28 places. And when it fell down on 28 places, there formed a temple came out of the Mother Earth. One of them is Kamakhya Devi, that is, I think, in Assam or Bihar, some border there. All these temples were used for doing negative things, because they did vyabhichara, all that in the presence of the goddess. As a result of the goddess, see, the goddess got angry, she went away from there. Because, supposing you put the filth here, I won't sit here, will I? That's how. And then they used that part for mesmerizing and this and that. And that's how the Tantrism started. As a result of this Tantrism, just after Adi Shankaracharya's death, the Tantrikas just came out, just like snakes coming out of the grass. And they spread the Tantrism right from Konarak, all through on that whole, I should say, the whole Pattak, the whole line, from there up to Surat, up to down below, like that. The whole of it they covered. They could not cross into Maharashtra, thank God, because Maharashtra is, you have to come up and then go into the plateau, so they didn't come. But the whole thing they covered above the river Narmada, above the river Tapi. They covered all that area. Madhya Pradesh, you see, all the Raja, Maharajas, all of them were involved. And what they did was to play a trick with the Raja Maharajas, because they had Jain people as, what you call it, ministers or mantris. And the mantris said that we want to build temples. So these Rajas, Maharajas were all under these tantrikas. So the Raja Maharaja said, all right, if you can put these eroticas outside, I am willing to do it. So they said, but why do you want to put the eroticas? They were very clever people, these mantrikas. So they said, no, you can put these things outside because that is life. You must show the life. And they put a very big, sort of what you call the very big competition. They put a very big competition, and then that competition, they tried to defeat, uh, see, say sort of one organization working here in competition with another, then there should be a defeat, and one is defeated was not given a chance to produce. So the artist also got involved in it, but still in the I should say in the Madhya Pradesh and all these places, the artists were still dharmic because they made all these erotic figures with lanky panky bodies, you see, and very funny looking bodies, like sick people. And the gods and goddesses are very thick, so you don't see them. I mean, normally you don't see them. Where are they hanging? And the same architecture, because it was in the thing, was brought in your country, in your side, was in Madras. And in Madras temples, what they did was to put all this erotic outside. And they called this is fertility cult, fertility cult. And on your temples, if you see these small, small figures, they are all those. So how far this negativity has gone to spoil, say like, if you go to the temple of, say, Tirupati, Tirupati, where Sakshat, it is there. Outside of the temple, these Brahmins have put up this, on the door, if you see. Imagine to be put erotics there. Even in Jagannath Puri, all over they have put this. And we don't understand. The Konark temple, the whole thing was so horrible because the architect himself was a tantric. There's no temple, nothing. What he has done is made all these horrible things and put them in the shape of a temple. There's no temple. And he said that on top of this, I want to put one very big magnet so that all the ships will be attracted. So the king agreed to that. And he gave lot of money, and that is how the Konark temple was built. Now, the Nepal temple was built when the artists would not accept. They said, see, this is made out of kashtha, means out of wood. And if the Vishnu Maya falls upon it, means the uh, lightning, then it will be all burned. So best thing is to keep her attention out. Why not we make some erotic so that she doesn't come because she's a virgin. So poor artist agreed to it and they made those. But when we Indians go to a temple, we never see this, you see. You must have escaped. In your temples, you must not have seen this. But if you see the foreigners, then you will know where they are because they have got zoom lenses, you see. They'll climb over. I've seen in Nepal, you see, once when I went there, so Gregor, I said, Gregor, where are the erotics? I don't see anything. Where are the erotics? So they said, oh, you can't see the erotics? I said, no. He said, see those Japanese. The Japanese had put up, you see, big, what you call, सीढ़ियाँ होती है ना इनकी जो automatic ladders, but ladders of a very see the alertness. The ladders, but not these are like escalator. See, they were like escalator, huge big things. They brought all these from Japan and put it up and took the photographs. See, they were taking photographs. Then I saw all the machinery going on. What's that? They said, and zoom lenses, you see, big lenses. Nonsense. Big. I mean, they brought all the machinery all the way.
परम पूज्य श्री माता जी, आज के ध्यान के लिए हम आपके अनंत आभारी हैं। थैंक यू श्री माता जी फॉर टुडेज मेडिटेशन। परम पूज्य श्री माता जी को नतमस्तक होकर प्रणाम करेंगे। कुंडली चढ़ाकर बंद लेंगे। लेट्स बो डाउन एट द लोटस फीट ऑफ श्री माता जी, ऑफर अ प्रणाम, रेज अ कुंडलिनी एंड टेक बंद। जय श्री माता जी।